Hello everyone, welcome back to the Greenwood Mulliner Show here on Newcastle Fans TV. 2022 start of the Newcastle United number 9. We are delighted to have Newcastle Women's Katie Barker on the show. Katie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Katie, it's been a very, very good season up to now. Second in the league, and you've scored a bag full of goals. Surely it can't get much better.
No, it can't. Well, it can only get better by one thing, being top, but it's been classic by now.
I mean, you got 2 games in hand over Liverpool Feds, which if you win them, you're only 2 points behind. Was the aim at the start of the season to always get that top spot and achieve promotion?
Oh yeah, of course, that's always the aim. And we're doing well so far. We need to keep winning all the games, and we've definitely got the will to get where we want to be, so it's promising.
Where does that drive come from, Kate? Does it come from Becky? Does it come from all the girls? Does it come from? But where does it come from? All this will to succeed?
It's kind of a mix of both of Becky and us. Becky drives where she's completely changed the standards of what the club was before, I was there to what it is now. But it also comes with the group of players we have now. We want to win, we want to be better. So it's a great mix, to be honest.
I mean, with the men's team performing how they have done so far this season, the women have been the saving grace, really.
Yeah.
Still in the FA Cup as well. I mean, huge game against Ipswich. How much are you looking forward to that?
Oh, we're all looking forward to it. It'll be a massive test because Ipswich, obviously, a league above. They've only lost 1 game this season, so it'll be good. We've played in pre-season a few teams in leagues above, and we've beat or draw matched with teams in a league above. But obviously, this will be a brilliant test. So we want to beat them as well. We want to beat everyone we play. We don't just turn up the games. We want to win every game.
It's funny because when that game happens is the 30th of January, and Newcastle's men's team don't have a game that week at the minute. Depending if the FA Cup draw goes against them or not. But do you think that there's a chance that Newcastle women's team could play at St James's Park for that game? And do you think that would be something that would really galvanise the whole club even more if the women can play it on St James's Park?
I mean, I'd absolutely love to play at St James's Park. Everyone would say that in our club. The majority of not only obviously play for Newcastle, but the majority of our supporters. So to play at St James's Park would be a dream. But I don't think it'll happen just yet. But it would be amazing.
No, you need to keep the cup run going. Then you can play at St James's Park. Then when you get to the business end. But I mean, tell us a bit about how your journey came to end up at Newcastle United Women. Where did it all start for you?
So I started playing football when I was just young. I played grassroots, and I didn't really start playing football sort of at a higher level until I was quite older, about 15, 16. And I've pretty much progressed quite quick from then, joining RTC. And as soon as I turned 16, I was then playing development football and with the women's team at Sunderland. So I kind of had just steady and then a very quick rise. And then after COVID hit with Sunderland, I joined Newcastle pretty much. There's a few of us come to Newcastle, and then we've been here since. This is my 2nd season now, so
I'll just about forgive you for playing for Sunderland because you've done so well this season, Katie. But it was funny because Becky and Brooke have mentioned that a lot of girls from, let's say, Sunderland, Middlesbrough area want to play in Newcastle because it's Newcastle United essentially. But I think the one thing is, it doesn't matter who you support in terms of growing up. As soon as you put on any shirt wanting to play for a team, it's all about the team. And it just seems like the girls have got that in abundance.
Yeah. I mean, there isn't, in terms of women's football and girls' football, there isn't as many options in terms of clubs and playing RTC academies and whatnot. So if you want to be better, you have to go and play for the likes of Sunderland. And the majority of the girls at Newcastle are Newcastle fans. So obviously when you play for Sunderland, you give everything and whatnot, but when you come and then you're playing for Newcastle, it's different. You give everything you possibly can give, it's your club. So I think that's half the reason is why we're doing as well as we do. Like, everyone cares so much. Like, it's our club, and we want to make a difference. Like, we want to be better, which is, I think, is like, it's a little bit of a difference almost from men's football to women's football, because it is our club. Like, we want like to do the best we can for the club.
Yeah, love that. Love that. Were you a childhood Newcastle fan then, and who were you kind of idolising? I mean, obviously being a number 9, I'm guessing Shearer might be a
of course,
bit of
you've got to say
an
Shearer. If you
influence
didn't
on
say
you.
Shearer, it'd be a bit worrying, wouldn't it? But obviously, with the age I am growing up, like players like Demba Ba, Cisse, class, like Ben Arthur, players like that. They're the players that were exciting. They're the players that you want to be like.
What sort of play did you model your game on, Katie? Because obviously you must have a bit of a natural ability if you're scoring 18 goals in 14 games this season so far. So who was the striker that you looked up to and you've gone, right, I want to try and make sure I look at their game and go, well, how can I make it even better?
Players for me, I think like Aguero, like in terms of, we're both like smaller players. We're not going to physically like have a battle with someone. Well, like I put myself up for a battle. Like, people who have watched us will know that. But like, always something that I worked on more was just getting in the 6-yard box. In this season, if people have come and seen, like the majority of my goals have been around the 6-yard box. Like, but you have to get there to be able to score them goals. But then I've scored a mix of goals in between that as well. So, but yeah, players like Aguero are very good players to like style your play off.
I mean, you're obviously scoring a lot of goals this season, but at the back end of last season, you were keeping them out. Can you tell us the story of the County Cup final and what happened?
So in training, if we're having like just like a fun match or whatever, like I'm happy to go in goal. I quite enjoy it. And obviously in my County Cup final, it was only the first 10-15 minutes and my goalkeeper got injured. She actually ended up tearing her Achilles. And we didn't have, our other backup goalkeeper was just returning from an ACL injury. So we didn't have a spare goalkeeper on the bench. And obviously I've been in training and stuff, so I got the call up basically. And my first sort of save or work I had to do was a free kick, and I tipped it over the bar.
That's brilliant. It just shows that you can do anything you put your mind to. But
yeah,
did you feel nervous? Did you feel nervous going in goal? Because obviously I know it's completely different just having a bit of a kick about with your mates in a fun game, but actually playing a proper game.
Do you know what? Not massively. No, I didn't feel nervous. Until literally a couple of minutes later, obviously a penalty was given for a handball, and then I was stood as a goalkeeper on the opposite end of a penalty, and I was a bit nervous then. But
it all worked out perfectly fine.
Of course.
You lifted the County Cup. I mean, some people might say, it's only the County Cup, but a trophy's a trophy at the end of the day. You're in every competition to win it. And obviously we've had Becky and Brooke both on the show as well as yourself. And the determination to win every game is plain for all to see. So just how nice was it to lift that cup on a night where it was absolutely horrific? Was it? I seem to remember it was absolutely peeing it down with rain.
Yeah, the weather was awful. It made everything worthwhile because last year was such a hard year for everyone. It was like another disrupted season. So to be able to have something to look forward to and a trophy to win was massive for everyone. And obviously when we'd done it, it was just like, it was a massive relief. Like it was just something to look forward to. Like I say, like it just made the year better. And I think it's pushed what on this season as well. Obviously we've won something. You get that feeling you want it again. Like we want to win more. So I think it was really important that we did win it.
Very important, very, very important. You even see the likes of Pep Guardiola, like when you see him win the League Cup, well, every year bar this year, it seems, but he says it's so important because it basically is the perfect start for the whole season. And when you look at this season in particular, Katie, obviously the league, it's very, very close. And if you can get that little bit of winning in terms of the confidence going from now to the end of the season, you could potentially be 2 points off the Liverpool Feds with still to play Liverpool as well. You've got to fancy your chances. And look, any sort of promotion will boost Newcastle Women in the long term. And I'm sure that's everybody's aim.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree. We're going close all the way for Liverpool Feds, and pretty much, like, I think it will, by the looks of it, come down to that one game. But we want that. Like, we will, like, that's what we want. We played them away, and it was a very, very close game. We were unlucky on the day, really. A lot of us weren't in the fittest sort of place with our health. There was a lot of colds and whatnot going around. But when we play them at Druid Park, we've got fans there, fully fit squad. Like, we're so up for it. We can't wait for it.
So obviously the attendances now at Druid Park are on a really nice upward curve, aren't they? Just how much of a buzz is that to see people turn out to come and support you lot?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's what you want. Like, it does give you that bit of extra, like, push. So, like, for example, at the last game when we were playing against Stockport, we didn't get off to the greatest start, but once we got, I scored that equaliser, and then we went 2-1 up. The fans were it was brilliant. They were like pushing for every tackle. There was like a roar. Like, it does make that difference. So it is nice to see people come out and support her.
We've obviously, Sam's mentioned that we've spoken to Becky and Brooke, and I want to mention Brooke a little bit more because I think she's very much a leader. She's the captain of the women's team. How much have you enjoyed playing alongside Brooke, and what have you learned from Brooke? I
really enjoy playing alongside Brooke. She's very quiet and mellow, but when she speaks, you listen. Like, and that's what you need from a captain. But she's one of the kindest people as well. She's pretty much like the perfect captain in a sense. Like, she's there for you, but like I say, if she talks, you listen.
Yeah, we kind of got that impression, didn't we, Jonny? When we interviewed her, like, she'd come out with some absolute pearlers of wisdom and like really motivational stuff. You're like, oh, I'm ready to go and play now.
Yeah, she is brilliant.
Yeah. On the flip side, well, not on the flip side, but on the same note, then, the manager Becky Langley, I'd say, was in a similar sort of ilk, but I kind of got there's that side to her that you want to give everything for her, because if you don't, then she's going to let you know about it.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I've known Becky for a couple of years now. Before I come to Newcastle, she was my coach at university. And so I've worked with her for a few times, and I've seen a few situations where, Becky makes her opinions known, but like, I respect her so much for it, because she's completely changed the ethic of Newcastle United. For a spell in women's football, it maybe wasn't the place to be, but now if you don't want to play for Newcastle United, like, what are you doing? Like, it is brilliant at the minute, but she's changed that, so she deserves appreciation for that, to be fair, because she's changed everything what Newcastle's about, and we'll have a team of people who want to play, who will give everything for the club. But that's down to her, really. She's changed the mentality, so for that I'm quite grateful of.
Could you see Becky managing in the WSL in the next few years? Because we kind of, that's what me and Sam kind of got the impression of when we think, wow, she's going to go far.
But I think Becky could do anything she puts her mind to be fair. She is a brilliant coach. She's one of the best I've worked with. She's so professional with what she does. So I imagine if she wanted to, yeah, she could.
Preferably with Newcastle United, though.
Preferably with Newcastle United.
Because, I mean, like you say there, it maybe wasn't always the place to be, because, I mean, I don't want to go into the previous kind of ownership, because that's like Voldemort now. We just don't need to name it. But times are changing. There's a real air of positivity. New owners, from the sounds of it, want to really get involved in all aspects of the club, including the women's team, and pushing it forward towards the obviously big dream of WSL. How much of a boost was that takeover going through?
Oh, huge. We were so excited with it going through, but it's the small things. For example, now a result goes on Twitter and you can see them commenting, saying well done, and that it's a small part of their day, but it's a huge thing to us. Just to know that the club are watching and they do care, it is massive.
I think when you look at the comparisons of Manchester City and Chelsea in terms of a big money takeover, and you look at who are predominantly top of the women's leagues, it's Chelsea and Manchester City. Of course, Arsenal have always been up there, but surely that must just fill you with excitement, because you've got to think if they can get it right, like a Manchester City or a Chelsea, the infrastructure around it as well, potentially, it could be huge.
I know it could be, and like it would be amazing. Everyone dreams of being a club like that, and it would honestly be amazing. I hope that we do get like a bit more support and we can push to get to there, because like it would, like I know I've said it like 2 times there, but it would really be amazing to be in the WSL with Newcastle United.
I think it's a case of patience is the key, isn't it? Like the men's team, nothing's going to happen overnight. It doesn't matter if you sign Kieran Trippier or whoever. There's a degree of patience needed, but I think now it is kind of the place to be for men and women, because you can see there's a progression. Do you think this will obviously help kind of like with the men's team attract new, bigger and better players to help that push?
Yeah, definitely. But the takeover is one thing, but like I say, we've got to keep putting in the performances as well to attract players. Like we are where we are because of our hard work, like mainly. We keep playing the way we're playing and like pushing for the stuff we want, and we will attract players. We have already this season. We've signed 2 players already. One from like both from local teams, one from a league above. Like that just shows where we're heading, and people want to come and play for now. But like I say, yeah, we've got to play the way we are in order to get the players to then push up throughout the leagues.
What are the goals for you personally now, Katie, with the rest of the season? Because only 18 goals, not many, but only not even halfway through the season, really.
No.
You've still got, like I say, pretty much a full half of the season and a little bit more. Are you looking at that maybe 30 goal mark, or is that unrealistic, or do you feel that potentially you could do even better than that?
I wouldn't say it's unrealistic for how well I've done now, which is quite surprising to see. But I don't know, we've set a sort of goal target as a team, but not as individuals. But obviously me and Georgia, especially, have been like pretty much on fire this season. And Casey as well, she's chipped in with a lot of goals. So I wouldn't say it's a personal target really, it's more of like a collective target to get a certain amount of goals. I'm not going to say how many in case it does or doesn't happen or whatnot. But yeah, it's more of like a group target to get to where we want to be. But we're definitely getting there. That's all I'm going to say.
Is there kind of that internal competition between Barker and Spraggan, who can score more goals? Surely that just helps drive performance again.
Yeah, no, it's so between me, Casey Allison, Georgia Gibson, Georgina Spraggan, like we're the ones who are normally getting in with all the goals. Me and Georgia Gibson especially, because we have got a bit of competition, but it's good. Like it's healthy at the end of the day, and me and Georgia get on brilliant. Like we've played together for quite a few years now. We're on such like a good wavelength with each other. She knows where I'm going to be. I know where she's going to be. And if she's scoring, I'm happy because the team is scoring. If I'm scoring, she's happy. But we'll run back the halfway line and we're like, another one, really. Like we both want to finish top goal scorer, so it's good competition.
I'd love to see I'd love to see the end of player awards or end of season awards, and whoever's got top goal scorer and gets that trophy with a big massive smile. The one's like,
oh no, one of ways I'm going to be happy. That's for sure.
It's like when you see those I was going to say any award program, and they always got these nominees, and they've got to pretend to be really happy.
Yeah,
and then when the camera's not on them, and like, no, not happy. But can I just ask about Anna Salisbury, because I don't know if you saw with the injury. Lee was actually at that game, and I think vlogged the game as well, and it was a really, really nasty injury. Actually, Becky came in, I think, with one of the assistant coaches. To where I work, where I won't mention because Sam will already mention it straight away. But that was
a cheeky chicken shop.
Anyway, we mentioned about it because I think I don't know if he lost the footage of the game, but because Lee was obviously there, they used that footage. I was just wondering if you can let all our viewers know and our listeners know, how is Anna, and do you think she could be back for the end of the season?
So Anna unfortunately has like tore her ACL, so she's not going to be back for this season. She's waiting for surgery, I think. So it's going to be a long road of recovery for her, but she will be back. I've got no doubt. I've known Anna a lot of years. She's got a very strong personality. She will be back, but not this season, sadly.
That's a shame because from the outside looking in, she seems like, as you say, a big character and someone that's good to have in the dressing room.
Yeah, Anna's amazing. You'll not meet a person in your life like Anna. She's brilliant. Everyone loves to have her around. So she still comes to training sometimes. She comes when we have analysis and whatnot. She comes to games, and she is just brilliant to have around.
Yeah, and again, everybody in Newcastle Fans TV, like, wish her all the best. Hopefully she gets back as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But the game on Sunday, you've got FC United of Manchester.
Yeah,
that was your first game of the season, and
it was.
Just about won. I think it was quite convincing in the end, but I'm sure you're not taking anything for granted going into this weekend.
No, yeah. So I think it ended up 6-1 when we first played them, but it was only 1-0 at half time, and it was quite a late goal we scored. Very close to half time. But since then, I think FC United have got a lot better. They've pushed on a bit. So we're expecting a tough game, but obviously we are hoping for 3 points still.
I don't think Becky would let you take a game easy, would she?
No, I don't think Becky would, no.
I think she'd let you take a training session easy.
No, exactly. She wouldn't.
Do they get quite fiery, the training sessions? Because, like you say, big internal competition between you lot. I imagine it could get a bit feisty at times.
Training sessions are always intense, but that's good. You want an intense atmosphere. But we all surprisingly get on well. It's one of the best teams I've been in terms of people getting on. But obviously the competition for places is probably also one of the highest of teams I've been in. But like I say, they're intense, but without fallouts really, which is good. That's what you want.
Has there been a particular goal this season, Katie, that stands out just for you personally, where you go, "Oh, that wasn't too bad. That was half decent. I'm really happy with that one."
I mean, my one against Stockport the other week, to make it 2-1. I'd really like that one. To be fair, the pressure was high. I was through, and I've just like calmly as I put it on my left and started. And obviously, I'm right-footed. And after the game, I've come and Becky was saying to us, when you put it on your left, I was like worried. I didn't know what you were going to do. She was like, you were the calmest one there, where you were all like dead nervous. So that was like a big goal. So that's one of up there as well. And I scored one at home a few weeks ago where I've dribbled past quite a few people and put it in the top corner. So yeah, there's been a few. That's just off the top of my head. I can't really think. There's been quite a few, hasn't there?
and plenty more to come, hopefully.
I know that sounds really big-headed saying that, but I can't think off the top of my head.
Nah, good sign of a team going places, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You mentioned, obviously, childhood Newcastle fan, so you've obviously got one eye on the men's team as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the start of the January transfer window. Just how excited are you personally about seeing all these new faces arrive?
Massively excited. I was half expecting to wake up this morning to see a picture of Trippier. I'm a bit sad I didn't, but it's just so exciting.
We're ready for it.
We are ready. We're very ready.
Yeah,
it's absolutely phenomenal, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you just couldn't dream it, could you? Like, who would have thought, like 5-6 years ago, we'd be sat like where we are now, thinking we're signing like an England international from Atletico Madrid. Like, you just wouldn't even dream it, would you?
No, it's such an exciting time, and hopefully there's plenty more to come. Do you have kind of like half an eye on Callum Wilson's progress? Obviously, I know he's injured at the minute, but strikers, obviously, maybe do you kind of think, I'm scoring more goals than him at the minute?
I mean, I wouldn't compare myself to Callum Wilson, but he's brilliant, isn't he? Big loss that he's injured at the minute, but I absolutely love watching him play.
He's I think he's a very, very clever forward. I mean, me and Sam were speaking not long ago, and even when he got the injury against Manchester United, I think the injury that he got I thought that he got a very clever free kick from it. Like he sacrificed an injury really to get a very clever free kick and put the pressure off our defence. But he does the little things very, very well, and he's a natural goal scorer, which helps.
Yeah.
Do you look at likes of Callum Wilson, even Dwight Gale's been at the club for a certain amount of years and scored a lot of goals, especially in the Championship. Do you look at their game going, can I steal anything from them? Even because they play at the obviously the highest of standards, and it might benefit you in the long run as well, Becky.
Yeah, of course you do. Every time I watch a game of football, like you always have a little look at the player in your position, you know, like watch what they do and stuff. And I've definitely would say I've picked up bits off different players throughout the years, especially for like what Callum Wilson can do, where he draws fouls and stuff like that. I definitely say I've stole bits like that from him. Yeah.
Good. I mean, you know, who knows? In 5 years' time, you're in the WSL, and then we're arguing about Haaland or Mbappe.
I know, that would be the dream, wouldn't it?
Well, just out of interest, because me and Jonny were having this argument yesterday about who's better. Who would you rather play with up front, Haaland or Mbappe?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
And it's stupid that 3 Newcastle fans are even talking about this.
I'd like to see Haaland, definitely.
Correct answer.
Haaland. Yeah, I think so.
Can we get a winger on? No, but in all seriousness, like Sam's right in saying, Katie, it's absolutely ridiculous that we're talking about some of these names. Like even yesterday, my phone was going off mad. Coutinho, Aubameyang, Ramsey. If there was one big player that you've heard, just from the rumour mill, Katie, that Newcastle could get, who would you like to see? Who do you think would improve the team most?
God, there's been every time you go on Twitter or something, there's a new player who's rumoured, isn't there? A player like Coutinho would be brilliant, I think. Something almost we haven't had in quite a few years. But I've also seen the likes of Aaron Ramsey being linked, and I think he would be brilliant.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's brilliant. Watching him at the Euros as well, he was just head and shoulders above everyone else.
So clever the way he plays, isn't he?
And I think we can just hear Sam's little girl in the background as well there, so perfect timing. But just finally, Kate, we'll wrap things up here. Big second half of the season. Is there anything you'd like to say to the fans of the Newcastle United women's team, and of just Newcastle United in general? And how much would you like even more support to come to Drury Park in the next 6 months?
What I'd say is obviously want a massive push now for promotion, so that as many people that come to games, it only helps with it pushes with further to be able to do better as well. So just if anyone hasn't come, or if they have been and they haven't been in a while, just get yourself down for a game. Like, it's a good day out, and it will be exciting. We can promise that. So just any support is appreciated greatly. I
mean, it's £3 to get in.
Yeah, exactly.
Bargain. I mean, look, I'm stuck in the Midlands, but I'm coming up for a game in March against, I think, Leeds, was it? I was saying to you yesterday, Jonny, I think we're going to come to is it the Leeds game?
Yeah, probably,
Yeah.
So,
that's when
they win the league.
Yeah.
That's when the guarantee promotion, when me and Sam come up and watch you against Leeds as well.
Glory supporters, only there for the trophies.
Shocking.
No, but again, we can only reiterate, make sure you get along to the women's games, especially the FA Cup game as well on the 30th of January. I'm sure a lot of Newcastle fans, if you haven't got anything planned and you want to watch a good game of football, it'll be a very good game of football because it was just our league higher as well. So, make sure you get along to wherever that game is going to be. It looks like it's going to be Druids Park, but again, it should be a fantastic game. Hopefully Newcastle can get even one step further. Hopefully both Newcastle United teams can get through FA Cup.
I hope so.
But that would be fantastic. But Kate, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the Greenwood Mulliner Show.
Thank you very much.
No, it's been really, really good. And again, me and Sam would like to wish you all the best and all the best of luck for this season. Please give our best to everybody at the women's team as well, and make sure you get that promotion this season.
Yeah, keep scoring them goals.
I'll try. Thank you very much.
No worries at all. From myself, Sam Mulliner, and Newcastle United's number 9, Katie Barker. We'll see you all very soon.